these things are, whatever they may be, whether they be spirits, demons, entities, non-corporeals, or people of the past, or ghosts, or whatever, incubi, succubi, dabsog, jinns, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm living through it, and I need to get through it. I won't let the things around me drag me down. I will keep moving forward. So I was scrolling on TikTok like you do, you're in your free time, you're doing whatever, you just want to relax and chill. And I come across this video about a very interesting point of view that I've heard a number of times about psychosis and mental illness in general. It's the idea that it's not necessarily a brain disorder, but it's more of you being in tune with the spiritual world. Many people have told me that what I experience isn't psychosis. It isn't a mental illness. It isn't the fact that my dopamine receptors are reacting in a certain way that cause me to see things, hear things, believe things that aren't there or aren't true. And many people have told me that it's not a genetic, it's not a biological thing. It's not a biological problem. In fact, I am more in tune with a spiritual world. And I've been told that on numerous occasions. And to a certain extent, I feel like it could be damaging, and I feel like it could be good in some ways. I mean, I wouldn't exactly say it's something that everybody should be told or everybody should be educated about. But I do think that when it comes to a spiritual point of view, it can be a bit dangerous. So while I was on TikTok, let me backtrack a little bit. While I was on TikTok, I was looking at this girl. She was talking about, people with mental illness are just more in tune with the spiritual world, and how would you just watch it?
When claiming these lower frequency labels such as depression, anxiety, ADHD, all of that, you don't have ADHD. You're enlightened, and you just maybe need to meditate a little bit more on controlling where your energy is going, because you're fluctuating through dimensions. You're going on different timelines. You don't have depression. You just have a different state of being, and you're more aware of the energies in the world. You can control that with meditating. And you don't have anxiety. You don't have ADHD. You don't have any of that. What you have is an enlightened state of mind, and all of those labels that the system gave people is keeping them from realizing their real strength and power. People aren't schizophrenic. They're very enlightened, and they speak to the voices in their head, not just voices. They're us in other forms, in other dimensions. We're through conversation and communication with ourselves in other forms.
A bit strange, I know. It's a bit strange, and it's a point of view that I've seen a lot. People at my school, certain people at my school would tell me that I am seeing entities, non-corporeals, spirits. I talked about this before. The Dabsog, some other spirits, grinning men, other beings, Lilith and stuff like that. And it's a different point of view. It really is. It's a different point of view, and I'm not saying any of this to invalidate those points of view. I'm just saying that it could be damaging when said to the wrong person. You see, when somebody's going through psychosis, and I'm going to be focusing on the schizophrenia's psychosis part that she talked about, or the lady in the video talked about. When you tell somebody who is extremely delusional and paranoid that everything they're experiencing isn't actual mental illness, it's you being in tune with the spiritual world, that can be very detrimental. And you need to be able to know a lot about what you're talking about before you start ruling out medical conditions. Because, at least personally, I'm a spiritual person. I go to church. I'm very active in my church. I'm a Catholic. I devote a lot of my time to church. I'm a Eucharistic minister. I'm a altar boy. I'm a lector, which person who reads the readings. I'm an usher, person who leads people to their seats because COVID, and we need to be able to designate people to certain spots. And I devote a lot of my time towards church. I work at I don't work. I volunteer at a senior food box and a Keiki backpack, which is a organization. It's a offering for children who are in need of school supplies and stuff like that. And maybe for elementary school children, I mean, like coloring books and snacks and stuff like that. Regardless, my point is, I'm a spiritual person, and people at my church have told me that what I'm experiencing isn't a brain disorder. And they told me this when I was in a very stable mindset. They told this to me before I even had my second hospitalization in a mental hospital. And people at my school, people who are also religious, telling me that what I'm experiencing is spirits, entities, stuff like that, incubi, succubi, stuff like that. And people look at me, they see the way I act and the way I talk and the way I can elaborate my sentences and convey meaning throughout my sentences without rambling. Well, technically not without rambling, but people are able to see that of me, and I'm not the classic textbook example of somebody who has psychosis or somebody who is on the schizophrenia spectrum. And I assume that because people have known me for a while and they don't know that I experienced these things, it comes as a shock to them. And they try to figure out, oh, you're so normal. I wouldn't have imagined you were like that because you're not the textbook definition. And I was thinking, that can lead a lot of people like me down a dangerous path. You see, when somebody has my condition, when somebody is delusional, the last thing you want to tell them is, you're not delusional, you're just in tune with the spiritual world, because that can be dangerous. That can contribute to their delusion. And as we all know, you shouldn't contribute to a person's delusion. You shouldn't fight them on it. You should go throughout the proper strategies about allowing that person to come to terms with whatever they're believing and hopefully get them through whatever they need to get through. And telling somebody that they're not going through psychosis, or they're not going through a delusional episode, and instead you're going through a in tune, magical, spiritual journey with like I don't know, like demons, entities, whatever the hell you want to call it. When I was told that kind of stuff, I was already at the point in my life where I didn't care about what was happening. All I cared about is that it was happening, and what do I need to do in response. Personally, I believe that whatever these things are, whatever they may be, whether they be spirits, demons, entities, non-corporeals, or people of the past, or ghosts, or whatever, incubi, succubi, dabsog, jinns, whatever it may be, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that I'm living through it, and I need to get through it. I won't let the things around me drag me down. I will keep moving forward. Not a lot of people in my position have that ability to be strong-willed. And trust me, it takes a lot to be strong-willed. And I think that it could be dangerous depending on the person you tell it to. So yeah, that was my little ramble about spirituality and mental illness. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Hui ho, malama pono.